Today we got to talk about Kendal Daniels, who has committed to the 2021 recruiting class for Texas A&M, and we got to talk about what that means after the bumper.
Don't be cornering me. Hold up. Time. You gotta help me with that corner shit.
What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. Consider hitting the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. It's always college football related, sports related. We have a good time. Today, I want to talk about Kendal Daniels, #1 player for me in the state of Oklahoma, safety out of Beggs, Oklahoma, commits to Texas A&M. He announced his top 4 a little earlier in the summer. That included A&M, LSU, Clemson, and Oklahoma. And wow, what a big pickup for A&M and what a big loss for Oklahoma. I don't want to talk about that, but I also want to remind you that I got these stickers here. I made 250 of these. I'm going to send them out to the first 250 people that want one. And there's a link in the description below if you want one. This one I'm addressing to Trevor Lee, and they're going out on Monday in the mail. And let me know when you get them and tag me in a tweet or whatever, and I will retweet them. They cost $5 because that's about the cost of printing up the sticker and mailing it. I just wanted to do it, and I thought it would be cool. When we get to 50K, if we don't have 250 people that have bought the stickers, I'm still going to stop, right? So it doesn't have any meaning if you're not among the first 50,000 folks. And at the time of the upload of this video, we're at like 48,800, which is bonkers for a sports talk show, especially one that's built around college football. But with Kendal Daniels, Oklahoma was really wanting to get this commitment, right? It was a high value. It's a big deal for Oklahoma to lose to Texas A&M. It's a big get for A&M as they jump to 221, I believe, in the recruiting rankings, and they're in the score, and they're going to be top 15. And yeah, they get an Isaiah Simmons type of player, a multi-sport star at Beggs, as a 6'4", 200+ pound defensive back who can play 4 positions for you, 2 at safety, 2 at inside linebacker. He's going to make some noise at A&M and in the SEC. He's one of my favorite players to watch play, and he was tremendous last year in the state semifinals against Metro Christian. Now, Daniels is the top safety prospect in the state of Oklahoma. That means for the 3rd straight year, the top safety prospect in the state of Oklahoma has chosen to leave the state. Well, third time in 4 years. So like Josh Proctor goes to Ohio State. He is the first guy that Ohio State ever took from the state of Oklahoma, which is huge. Then Dax Hill, who's the best pure football player that I've ever seen in my life, commits to Michigan, flips to Alabama, flips back to Michigan, and now he's their defensive rookie of the year, and he's going to take over that Josh Metellus safety position for them. He's going to be an outstanding player. And now Daniels. That means that Oklahoma has missed out on a huge position of need for it and got beat out by out-of-state competition for in-state kiddos that have grown up with Oklahoma being the school in their backyard. Now, with Dax Hill, you could say, hey, with his brother Justice Hill going to Oklahoma State probably sealed the deal there. But with Proctor, it's an Apple situation. It's a Google situation. You're not going to take a job at somebody's Y Combinator startup when you can get one at Google or you can get one at Apple. It's just not what you're going to do. Now with Daniels, that dude being an OU legacy, having OU alums in his family, it felt like Oklahoma should win that. It felt like Oklahoma needed to win that. And for Grinch, who's a safeties coach and who needs talent at that position in the worst way, I got to know that this hurts, man. Look, last year, Oklahoma played extremely well on defense when Patrick Fields and Delaren Turner-Yell were both playing excellent football. The most striking example of this is the Red River rivalry game against Texas. Against Texas, Oklahoma had 9 sacks, one of which came from Pat Fields. The safeties were 2 of the top 3 tacklers in the game, right? They combined for 17, just getting on top of Sam Ehlinger, Roshan Johnson, Keontae Ingram. But when the safety play was not good, Oklahoma got obliterated. And you could see just what Oklahoma lacked in depth once Delaren Turner-Yell went down with a broken arm. It was open season. Justin Broyles got torched by Justin Jefferson, and Justin Jefferson basically launched into the first round of the NFL draft over his dead body. 14 catches, 227 yards with 4 tutties in that game. Woody Washington, who made his bones and earned his recruitment as a cornerback, was not ready to play that safety position. Brendan Radley-Hiles, who was a 5-star and recruited as a cornerback, has been playing nickel his entire career at Oklahoma, and he is yet to make it into one that Oklahoma really depends on him there, except last year he does make a couple of leaps forward. He has a great play to seal a win against Texas Christian, and he had an interception against South Dakota. But outside of that, you wanted to know who was behind those guys, and not a whole lot right now. Bryson Washington could help bolster that. Justin Harrington will help bolster that. You got another year of Jeremiah Cradell in the system. But man, having a guy like Kendal Daniels would have ensured that you've been at least talented, if not experienced and good, at that safety position. So with him choosing to go to Texas A&M, A&M gets a guy that they could ask to put the lid on the defense at free safety, that they could ask to be a strong safety, come down and make tackles, and that they could ask to play inside linebacker in a lightning scheme. The way that he was being recruited to Clemson tells us a lot about what his talents are. Brent Venables does not offer a lot of kids. He certainly does not bandy about saying Isaiah Simmons' name over and over again. And yet that's exactly what he was doing when he wanted Kendal Daniels to join the class. Knowing that that's what Brent Venables saw in Kendal Daniels, the pickup for A&M means that much more, just like everything else in the SEC. And it also means that he gets to play against LSU, which means that's a loss for LSU twice over, because now that kid's in your division, right? And this is, Alabama does this to LSU like every other commitment, right? But knowing that Daniels has an opportunity to help Mike Elko get that defense in the position to be a top 10 one just means that Jimbo Fisher gets that much closer to getting A&M fans what they want, which is a national championship. This is a team that has not won a national championship since before World War II. And this is a team that really hasn't been relevant in the college football landscape in the 21st century, except maybe once or twice, right? And that was back when they were in the Big 12. Being in the SEC has not done a whole lot for A&M. If anything, they're just riding the coattails of other programs like LSU, like Alabama, like Auburn, even to a degree Arkansas, because like you could say that their win against Arkansas might be their worst loss last year, because that Chad Morris team had every opportunity to beat the hell out of A&M, and they were bad. And with Jimbo Fisher making $75 million over 10 years and the amount of money that gets poured into that program, you need to see some receipts. Kendal Daniels gives you an opportunity to see those receipts. And now with Haynes King on campus and having an opportunity to probably get some pretty good playing time, Kellen Mond goes down, maybe he gets a shot to play. Yeah, it's Jimbo Fisher, and it's getting to be where Oklahoma needs to land the next great safety. And if they lose Gentry Williams in 2022, it's going to be the same story, and Oklahoma fans are about to get tired of it. All right, that's it for me. Deuces.